The name Fordson comes from Henry Ford and Son, a company founded by Henry Ford in 1917 specifically to produce agricultural machines. In just a few years, Fordson grew into a giant that took about half of the tractor market in the United States. Its machines cost noticeably less than those of its competitors and effectively set a new standard for mass production and affordability for farms. In 1929, production moved to Ireland and Great Britain, and 10 years later, Henry Ford returned to the American market, but under the Ford brand. The British branch, however, kept the Fordson name, and in addition to its basic models, gave the world a large number of tandem modifications, as well as machines converted to crawler tracks. Hello friends, this is the 88th episode of the Pro Series, and today's video is about Fordson tractors. The company's first model was the Fordson F, simple, light, and versatile. Its serial production began in 1917, and the first order was placed by the British government. So the first 6,000 machines went there. The key idea behind the Fordson F was its frameless construction. The engine, gearbox, and rear axle formed a single power unit that acted as the load-bearing frame. This reduced the number of parts, made the machine lighter, and significantly lowered production costs. The tractor was equipped with a 4-cylinder engine producing 20 horsepower, a 3-speed gearbox, and developed a drawbar pull of about 1,000 kilograms. For agriculture, it became what the Ford Model T had once been for the automobile market, an affordable working tool for every occasion. The tractor could pull a 2-bottom plow, drive stationary machines by belt, and most importantly, run on cheap kerosene. Crawler and half-track versions were built on its basis, and conversion kits for owner modification were also created. By the early 1920s, Fordson covered about half of the tractor demand in the United States, and the final production run of the Model F exceeded 750,000 units. By the late 1920s, the Fordson Model F had become outdated. Farmers wanted more power, greater reliability, and broader capabilities for working with agricultural implements. The answer to this was the Fordson N, produced from 1929 to 1945, first in the Irish city of Cork and then in Dagenham, England. The Fordson N retained the idea of a frameless power unit, but received a 26-horsepower engine, a new ignition magneto, and a centrifugal governor. It could run on both gasoline and kerosene. Drawbar pull was about 1.5 tons. The factory offered pneumatic tires, electric lighting, and a power takeoff, which significantly improved working comfort and expanded the machine's capabilities. During the Second World War, these tractors quite literally carried the country on their backs, helping prevent it from sliding into a food shortage. According to sources, the total production run of the Fordson N was around 236,000 units. The model belonged to the segment of standard tread utility tractors, but the market was changing, which meant the company needed new machines. The Fordson All-Around model, produced from 1937 to 1945, was the company's attempt to enter the rapidly growing row crop tractor market. The machine answered a very specific demand. Farmers specializing in corn and cotton cultivation needed tractors with high ground clearance and adjustable tread width. The most important requirement was the ability to pass between rows without damaging the plants. A standard Fordson tractor could not provide that. Technically, the All-Around was a converted Fordson Model N with a single front wheel instead of 2. The rear wheels could be either standard or enlarged. The machine weighed around 1.6 tons. Its stated power was 25 horsepower. It also ran on gasoline and kerosene. The model failed to establish itself on the market. At the time, the row crop segment was dominated by the American company International Harvester. However, work on this model allowed Fordson to gain experience and led to the emergence of the post-war branch of the N series. The production scale of this British rowcrop tractor is difficult to assess. Reference literature does not provide figures for it. The Fordson Major E27N came off the production line in 1945. It could be fitted with a 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing 27 horsepower or a 6-cylinder Perkins diesel producing 45 horsepower. The machine's weight increased to 2 tons, and its maximum travel speed rose to 15 kilometers per hour. Compared with the Fordson N, the Major received a redesigned rear axle, a strengthened 3-speed gearbox, and more powerful brakes. It could be supplied either on pneumatic tires or in a half-track configuration. The latter made it possible to use the tractor for the heaviest field work. The model was produced for 5 years and, at the turn of the 1940s and 1950s, was widely used on large British farms, including under state and cooperative programs for the country's post-war recovery. From 1945 to 1952, more than 230,000 units were produced. For Fordson, the E27N model was important not only as a commercially successful product, but also as a bridge to an entirely new generation of machines. Operating experience showed the need to develop an in-house diesel engine, transmissions with more gears, and improved hydraulics, which ultimately led to the creation of a new Fordson tractor. In 1952, Fordson introduced the E1A New Major, the tractor that opened the brand's own diesel era. The main market task was to give farmers a more economical tractor with stronger pulling power, one that did not require third-party modifications, as had been the case with Perkins diesels on the previous model. To achieve this, the engineers developed a 4-cylinder Ford diesel engine with a displacement of 3.6 liters and an output of 38 horsepower. In addition to the diesel, gasoline and kerosene versions were also offered, but it was the diesel that became the main engine in this line. The tractor received a 6-speed gearbox, more productive hydraulics, and a full 3-point hitch. This made it possible to use modern agricultural implements more effectively and increase working speed, both in the field and when transporting loads. The new Major performed well, strengthening Fordson's status as one of the leaders of heavy tractor manufacturing in Europe. The model was produced from 1952 to 1958. Later, this platform became the basis for 2 subsequent models of the company, the Power Major and the Super Major. By the late 1950s, one large tractor was no longer enough for farmers. Demand appeared for more compact and maneuverable machines capable of working in orchards and on small plots. In this segment, Massey Ferguson 35 tractors were the leaders, and Fordson had to respond with something of its own. In 1958, the Fordson Dexta came off the company's production line, a utility tractor producing about 32 horsepower, produced until 1961. The main engine was again a diesel, this time a Ford Perkins unit with a displacement of 2.4 liters. Compared with the Major, the Dexta was lighter, had a shorter wheelbase, and a small turning radius. At the same time, it retained a 6-speed gearbox, a 3-point hitch, and hydraulics sufficient for working with a 3-bottom plow and other mounted implements. The compact Dexta was used on small farms, in the municipal sector, and for light transport work, and was also exported to the United States under the Diesel 2000 designation. According to specialist estimates, total production exceeded 200,000 machines. At the same time as the Dexta appeared, Fordson also modernized the older New Major model, releasing the updated machine under the Power Major designation. The tractor was produced from 1958 to 1961 and was distinguished primarily by increased power, a strengthened transmission, and improved hydraulics. The task of the Power Major was to give farmers a more powerful and modern flagship tractor in the same size class, without radically changing the design of the base machine. The updated four-cylinder Ford diesel developed about 52 horsepower at the shaft and 42 horsepower at the drawbar. Compared with the new Major, the gearbox and rear axle were strengthened, the hitch lifting capacity was increased, and the controls and instrument panel were redesigned. Externally, the Power Major also differed. The tractor could work with three-bottom plows, heavy trailers, grain harvesting equipment, and forage harvesting machinery. In parallel, in 1959, the Fordson Farm Major came off the production line, producing about 40 horsepower and occupying the niche between the Power Major and the Dexta, which allowed Fordson to compete in 3 tractor classes at once. In 1961, Fordson introduced the next development of the Major platform, which received the Super prefix. By the standards of the early 1960s, this was already a fully modern tractor. In the United States, it was sold as the Ford 5000. The main task of the Super Major was to update the flagship model in the face of growing competition, improving comfort and handling, as well as adding new options. The tractor received an updated 4-cylinder diesel engine with a displacement of 3.6 liters and an output of 54 horsepower, an improved 6-speed gearbox, and modernized hydraulics. Among the design innovations were disc brakes, a rear differential lock, a strengthened clutch, and a draft and position control system for the hitch. Externally, the Super Major did not change much. The headlights were installed in the radiator grille, and the paint scheme was updated. The Fordson was used as a heavy utility tractor on large farms and by contracting organizations, performing a wide range of work, from deep plowing fields to transporting heavy loads. Where one machine could not cope, tandems were used.
О них, кстати, у меня есть отдельный фильм. Ссылку вы найдете в описании.
Sources indicate that the Super Major was one of the best-selling tractors in its class in Britain in the early 1960s. However, exact production figures are absent from open sources. The Super Dexta, which came off the production line in 1962, completes the history of Fordson as a separate brand. The tractor received a 3-cylinder Ford Perkins diesel engine producing 40 horsepower, a number of improvements to the hydraulics and ergonomics, and in terms of capability came close to the early Fordson Major. In the United States, this tractor was sold under the name Ford 2000 Diesel. In June 1963, the updated new performance Super Dexta version was introduced, with power increased to 45 horsepower. The Super Dexta had 6 forward gears and 2 reverse gears. Some machines were fitted with a dual clutch, which allowed the tractor to be stopped without stopping the PTO. A differential lock, a higher capacity hydraulic system, and a quick coupling hitch are also listed for this model. When plowing, the tractor consumed up to 4 liters of fuel per hour. When mowing grass and baling hay, it stayed within 2. In 1964, the Super Dexta was replaced by the Ford 3000 model, and the Fordson name was no longer used on Henry Ford's tractors. Ford Motor Company united its European and North American lines and began promoting the machines under the single Ford brand. Fordson's influence on the tractor industry was enormous. First, it was the Fordson Model F that showed a tractor could be a mass-produced and affordable product. Second, its frameless layout became a model for virtually all subsequent generations of agricultural machines. Third, Fordson's basic platforms led to the creation of a full model range divided by power and purpose, which later became the standard for the entire industry. In total, during the existence of the Fordson brand, around 1,230,000 machines were produced, a significant share of which worked not only in Great Britain and the United States, but all over the world, and some continue to work to this day. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe. I wish you all happiness, joy, and love. Bye!